And we are here with the great Dale Ann Bradley, five-time IBMA Female Vocalist of the Year Award. Anyway, Dale, it's so nice to sit down with you. We spoke a few times before, and you just got off the stage with Sister Sadie, and now you're off to Kentucky. You have your new album out. What's the name of your new album?
My new album is called The Hard Way, and it's on Pinecastle Records, and it is released, I believe it'll be the 21st, but now we're having our, my release parties are on March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I believe it is, and that's on DaleAnn.com. If you go there, all that's there. But yes, The Hard Way Every Time. This is my 15th solo album.
Wow.
I thought about that the other day, and it shocked me.
That's awesome. So, five-time female vocalist. What were you doing during those years? Were you doing your solo work mostly?
Oh, yeah. I've been playing music since I was 14, so that's a long time. Yeah, I was, cutting albums and working and just trying to get, the music in front of as many people possible, and it was a great feeling. I cherish everything that people have been kind enough to give me. I cherish it.
Oh, that's great. So what happened at 14 years old? Where are you living at 14?
I'm in the heart of the mountains of Kentucky, down in Pineville, Kentucky, Daniel Boone country. And it was a daughter of a primitive Baptist minister. We had no instruments. They were taboo, forbidden.
Oh, forbidden?
Yes. So it took a little time, but I ended up getting a little guitar. It wasn't expensive. Then later on I got a better one, and so on and so forth.
Who were the people that you were listening to and enjoying to kind of set you in this direction?
Well, I was a big fan of Dolly Parton. The only way I got that recorded music was I had a great uncle who had went to Detroit, had left the mountains and went to Detroit to work. He would send me little boxes of different colored pencils and books and 8-track tapes, and he just sent me all this things that he knew I was interested in, and got me an 8-track player, ran on batteries. So that's where I first started hearing Dolly, and then Dolly and Porter, Charley Pride, Loretta Lynn. Then he sent me what was interesting. This is what really, I think, helped me a lot or changed me a lot. Maybe at 7 or 8, he sent me this sampler that he sold LTDs, Fords, and he had this sampler of this 8-track that people would put into the stereo to see how it sounded. He had Johnny Mathis, Barbra Streisand, Lester and Earl were on there, all these different artists. So there was about 8 to 12 tracks on each one of those tapes of stuff that I never even dreamed of hearing. I heard Barbra Streisand, and I thought, oh wow, okay, and from there I'd go to found out that there was records at the library. I'd go to the library. So Dolly and Ralph Stanley, the Stanley brothers, were a huge influence, and Dolly, and then the singing in the Primitive Baptist Church, because it's a lot like Ralph Stanley was a Primitive Baptist too, so it was the same. So,
some of the songs that I hear are...
They are, that mountain modal.
Yeah.
It's actually old English ballads and old English melodies that came over from, Shakespearean time, and even maybe before that.
Now, when did you start writing songs?
The first song I wrote, I think it was 10. Of course, it was one of them little silly songs about clouds. And
you remember it?
Yeah, and then I wrote just a few little things in high school that, that showed me that I was interested in it. Then, when I started playing at Renfro Valley, started writing. I was about early 20s. Started writing a lot. I had little things laying around with little melodies to them, but really started concentrating on it then.
So for up-and-coming songwriters, would you say that you had to write X amount of songs until you thought you knew what you were doing? How often do you write until you kind of feel like you're a writer?
Well, I don't write all the time at all. In fact, I'm not lazy about it. I just something has to really prey on my mind and come to me, and then I'll really get the heart to work on that and try to get when I've got the message real clear, I guess. But I wrote. I guess there was about 5 or 6 before I thought I wrote the one that was really a serious song. That it was Run Rufus Run. That was from one of my albums. It was about a bootlegger and a moonshine runner, and I thought maybe that was the, I'd written other things and recorded them, but that was the one I thought, well, maybe I've got the thing to build on and go from here with ideas and a form of writing.
So now you sit down to write, and you have to put an album out. You have to have so many records, so many songs ready.
You do. And if I've got something ready, I'll get it polished up as much as I can, you know, and do that. And I still draw from other sources. I think it's good to do that. I would love to write an album that was all original, and maybe we'll get to do that sometime. Yeah. But if it happens, it happens. And then if it don't, you know, there's so many other writers that I admire, and I love borrowing from them, and they've all been so nice to send me what they've got, you know, if they think it fits or whatever. And but I love a good song, a good story about anything, about culture or your past, or you know, your experiences. And I love songs that really get to the heart of the matter, you know, not just you left me and I'm so sad, you know, something, you know, really the heartbreak of it.
Right.
Then I love gospel songs too, you know, but I'm really, I like the gospel songs that uplift you, let you know this ain't the end, this world is not the end, and we're all going through there and having tribulations, and the Lord is, you know, He's looking down and He helps us along the way. I don't like songs that beat you over the head.
Yeah,
you know, I've heard so many through my time, you're going to hell, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that.
Well, tell us about when you first won your first IBMA Female Vocalist of the Year award. What was going on? Where were you? Like, how'd you find out?
It was the funniest thing. I had decided I was going to move to Nashville. My daddy had got me a moving van, and I had moved down that very day of the award show, wore out, left my clothes where I had moved from. I had no clothes. So an hour before I was supposed to be over at the Opry House for the award show, I was looking for something to wear. And I'd never dreamt, I'd been nominated many times, but I never thought about winning. You know, I appreciated being nominated. And I was sitting there in the seat and I got tickled, and I thought, well, this ain't exactly what I'd wanted to wear, but the category came up of female vocalist, and some of my band people were sitting with me, and they announced the nominees, and they announced my name. This is the truth.
Is that when you find out that you're nominated?
Yeah, it's just like an award show. It's a huge award show.
You didn't know ahead of time that you were one of the finalists?
Oh, I knew I was one of the finalists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they send out the ballots and your info and stuff. But I was sitting there just, honest to God, did not hear my name. And the banjo player said, oh, just like I swear it was it. Said, they just called your name. I was blown away. And I cherished it every time I've ever won anything. I want people to know how much I appreciate it, because there's so many deserving artists out there that work so hard.
Yeah.
You know, I like for people to be good to all of them. So.
Yeah. Well, it adds a lot of excitement, though. Like it's like, yeah, we say you're the best, and there are other people that are great too, and it's an event that we all.
Yeah, talent is something. People think, well, I don't have any talent, or I want to do what they're doing, or blah, 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 you know. The Lord gave you a talent. You have a talent. If you don't know it yet, you need to find out what it is. If you sew, that's a talent, trust me. Yeah. If you cook, if you're one of those cooks, I can't cook, I can't sew, can't nothing. But boy, I love to be around people and enjoy people who do, you know.
You must get in trouble on the road every now and then.
Oh my gosh. Well, luckily my guys, when I'm with them, they are so good about taking care of me. And these girls do too. We take care of each other. But anything you can do, working on a car, and if it's your passion, that's your talent. And it contributes to life. And so I just want everybody to know they've got talent.
Yeah. Well, you're here with Sister Sadie, and I've seen you guys a few times now at festivals, and the crowds are getting bigger and bigger.
They are. I love these girls. We've known each other for so many years. I mean, we're talking into 25 years with some of them. I think me and Deanie Richardson's known each other at least 30 years.
There's a lot of comedy involved.
Oh, well, we know each other so well. We
Yeah,
know
the audience
that's
cracking
it.
up.
And we're not pretentious or anything like that, and we don't think we're all that. So we enjoy it. We have fun. We laugh at ourselves.
They should make a comedy award. There's a few bands that we can nominate that keep you laughing as you have that.
And it's all probably true stories that's happened
Yeah.
on the road, and they'll tell that. And but it's good to share your humanity with people. It gives them strength to think, well, it's not just so terrible. Everybody's going through this, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what's so beautiful about bluegrass music too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for all the albums, you said 15
I
albums
think
that
this
you
is the
put
15th
out.
one, yeah.
So it's got to be different from the beginning to now, but you
Much.
still seem pretty excited about it.
Well, I think as long as the creativity keeps flowing, I think every album is that chance to leave your mark at this point.
Yeah.
I used to didn't think that. I thought, well, I'm gonna make a good album or the best I can, but now in the last three albums, I've really thought about, well, if I'm not here next year, I want to leave this for my boy and any children he has and all my friends. And
How old is your boy?
31.
Impossible.
Old. I'm glad you said that. He's 31 years old. Great bass player, and but that's I think at this point now I want to do something that would, maybe if it's left behind, it could help bring peace or solutions or, you know, something like that.
Well, music does do that.
Oh, so much.
That's for
so
sure.
much.
Yeah. Are you going on tour right after?
Well, we are. Yes, we've been actually busy in January and then it's February. But I go for my album release tour after this. There's 3 shows that we've set up, and I remember I want to thank March 30th. No, March 1st is or February 30th or March. Well, it ain't no 30th in February. March 1st then for sure. At the Hall of Kentucky Music Hall of Fame in Renfro Valley, Kentucky, will be the first one. There'll be a show there. Then we'll go to the City Winery in Nashville, do one there, and then Bristol, Virginia, and do one there. Then we'll come back home and get ready to. I'll have to look at the calendar and see.
What else?
But it is going to be a very busy year, and I'm, like I say, I'm so thankful for that. And as long as I can hold up health-wise, that happens to all of us, you know, and do it and be around good people that I get to work with. I'm pretty happy with it.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
What's the name of the new album?
The Hard Way.
The Hard Way. All right, we're going to all check that out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, honey.